Today on the Morning Edition, Alaska's gas line dream is back in the spotlight. Governor Mike Dunleavy and Interior Secretary Doug Burgum say the stars are finally aligning for a massive LNG pipeline. We'll tell you where the project now stands. Plus,
there's a bad guy right there. Good. Okay. Now scan anything else that you can see before you make entry.
Knowing how to use a gun safely and responsibly is a huge part of owning one. Being able to make decisions in a moment's notice, knowing what to do, and training yourself to be able to protect yourself and your loved ones will show you how you can learn and where to go to do so. And not all heroes wear capes. How a split-second move with a simple stop sign helps save an 11-year-old girl from a frightening attack, and why one family says they'll never look at the person in the safety vest the same way again. The Morning Edition starts now. Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. As we wake up, the plants, the greenery is finally waking up. We saw some incredible sunshine yesterday, and we're finally starting to see that green up, Aaron.
Yeah, that is, better late than never. I mean, we're finally seeing it. There it is. You can see a live look from atop our cam here atop the tower, looking out towards the Cuddy Park, and you can see those trees blooming as we continue to see that green up take place across South Central. Now, we are waking up this morning. Rain showers with us today and tomorrow will favor wet conditions for inland areas of South Central. Now, thankfully, we aren't going to see breezy conditions like we saw Monday and Tuesday across the region, but we will see some of those wetter conditions. You can see both South Central as well as Southeast tapping into that rainfall, and of course that is what we're going to be watching for today, is that heavier rain out towards coastal areas of South Central, and then we're going to see widespread heavy rainfall as well as some gusty winds as you head through Southeast. Now, meanwhile, across South Central, we've got inland areas of the Cook Inlet region as well as north through the Susitna Valley holding on to some of those rain showers, including here in the Anchorage Bowl. You can see some of that light rainfall that is occurring. If you're driving along the Glen Highway, as you head out towards Palmer, you will encounter some dry conditions. So we're not seeing rain for everyone across the region, but we are going to keep some wet conditions with us today across South Central. We've seen 4/10 of an inch of rain out towards Portage, 3/10 of an inch out towards Cordova, a few hundredths of an inch as you head across the Kenai north to Anchorage, and then fairly dry for many areas of the valley. We will see some showery weather pushing north, though. We'll keep with this rainfall through at least the early parts of the afternoon. The latter portion of the day will favor some dry time, but we will see more rain arriving as we welcome in our Thursday across South Central. In fact, a wet weather pattern stays with us leading up to our Memorial Day weekend. I'll have more on that 7-day forecast coming up.
It was another hectic day for lawmakers. The regular session ends today, but that won't be the end for members in the House and the Senate. Just last night, the governor called a special session. The session starts Thursday, and lawmakers are tasked with passing a bill for the LNG pipeline. Lawmakers split on tax breaks. Some say they need more financial details before approving exemptions. Others expressed concern about rushing a bill that could leave lasting impacts.
Yes, it seems clearly imminent that we're going to be coming back in a couple of days, and considering the gas line, I presume, we don't know if he would add anything else to the call, but that's what we know at this time.
The governor's going to have to figure out what he can do to get the legislature as a whole to yes. He already had me at yes.
And while lawmakers in Juneau debate the future of the proposed LNG project, the governor was in Anchorage Tuesday with U.S. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, both making the case for more resource development at this week's Sustainable Energy Conference. Joe Allgood was there.
I'm here at the Alaska Sustainable Energy Conference, where both Governor Mike Dunleavy and Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum were speaking on a number of different things, including the project behind me, Alaska LNG, and whether or not it'll actually happen. Speaking to a crowd of hundreds of energy investors and industry leaders, Dunleavy and Burgum discussed everything from mineral and geothermal resources to oil development on the North Slope. Among all that, the two pushed for a liquid natural gas pipeline, which has stalled in Alaska's capital. But both Burgum and Dunleavy feel the window of opportunity for the pipeline is now, saying geopolitical and economic tailwinds are in Alaska's favor, despite legislative questions.
This is a time where, man, just, wow, it's like the ball is on the tee. The wind is at your back. Just hit it down the middle of the fairway as far as you can, and the prize is Alaska's. I mean, there really isn't. There are very few infrastructure projects like this in the world. One of the only ways this is going to be a problem is if as I said in my remarks earlier, is that Alaska somehow gets tangled up with itself.
Get the gas flowing, solve those issues, and then those are, how do I word this? Alaska has issues and a problem related to this gas line that the rest of the country could only wish for.
Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
If constructed, the pipeline would be 739 miles from the North Slope to Nikiski and cost about $46 billion, according to the State Department of Revenue. Also on the table for lawmakers, baby boxes might be allowed in Alaska. The House passed Senate Bill 9, sending it to the governor. The bill authorizes infant safe surrender boxes, similar to the ones you see here at designated buildings that include hospitals, fire and police stations, and rural health clinics. The boxes would let a parent anonymously surrender a baby 21 days old or younger. The boxes would be climate controlled and monitored around the clock. Supporters say the goal is to give parents in crisis a safe, judgment-free option. A deadly police shooting in East Anchorage is now raising broader questions about gun violence in the city. Police say the call came in shortly after midnight Tuesday morning. A man firing a handgun into the air near Riga Drive and Burgaw Street. Officers arrived and found the man sitting on the ground, but police say he didn't comply with commands and was still armed. Chief Case says the man then stood up, moved into the roadway, and 3 officers opened fire. Case says police are not yet sharing the exact moments that led to the shooting because the officers involved have not been interviewed. Police say officers tried life-saving measures, but the man died at the hospital. Police Chief Sean Case called this a frustrating pattern of officer-involved shootings this year.
In every instance, the subject not only had a gun, but fired rounds from that gun. This is not just a statistic. It's a crisis. I think it's time that we start having broader conversations about gun violence in Anchorage instead of just focusing on some very specific and narrow events.
Police have not released the man's name or specific details about what happened just before the shooting. Anchorage police confirmed the officers involved were wearing body-worn cameras, and per the department's policy, the footage will be released within 45 days. However, the release can be delayed by the Office of Special Prosecutions. We'll bring you more updates on this case as they become available. Speaking of guns, a gun in the home can create a sense of security, but only if the person holding it knows what to do and how to handle it responsibly. Georgina Fernandez takes a look at the Matsu program, teaching safety, storage, and decision-making under stress.
Hey, get out of my house!
It's an adrenaline rush.
Get out of my house! I'm calling the police!
Every second counts when stopping a threat.
The reason why I pulled the trigger, he reached for the gun.
In self-defense situations like this.
Out! I'm calling the cops! Out!
That Donna Anthony, the Chickaloon Tribal Chief of Police, is putting us through, using the only shooting simulator in the state of Alaska for civilians.
It's a nice, good grip. Thumb right here.
Similar to how she trains people at point-blank firearms and self-defense training, which is offering free handgun courses to at least 300 Matsu Borough residents this year, filling a gap, Anderson says, left by the lack of law enforcement in the valley, making people ready to act if needed.
You need to know immediately what to do. We can't, that hesitation could cost you your life because seconds count.
And making those seconds count, start with fundamentals before you ever fire your weapon.
You have to get to the right mindset before we even get to holding a gun.
It comes down to building confidence.
Get out, get down, get out now!
Using your voice as your first line of defense, to knowing your legal rights and how to properly handle a firearm under pressure.
They shoot, drop their muzzle. Under stress, they do everything completely opposite. So this is why you want to get past range training and get to that next level.
Because in the real world, this is your range.
Working our way down the hallway, we hear it's your family's house here. Good.
Again?
We normally do 2 shots, right? Okay, now go ahead and slice, finger off the trigger. Good job, keeping the muzzle up and scanning out.
Every shot and movement matters as you navigate your scenario that could easily be a real-life situation.
There's a bad guy right there. Good, okay. Now scan anything else that you can see before you make entry.
Because at the end of the day,
good, all right? So you can scan the room.
Self-defense comes down to the fundamentals that make every second more powerful. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
In 2023, Alaska had the 5th highest gun death rate in the country overall. And according to the CDC, firearms were the leading cause of death among young people ages 1 to 17 from 2019 to 2023. When we come back, forget pop quizzes and homework. Nearly 400 kids and more than 100 parents turning a field day into one big community party. We'll take you inside the chaos and the message teachers hope to carry into the summer coming up.
Bad wet conditions remaining with us across South Central through tomorrow. We will continue to see inland areas with rain. I'll have more on that. But first at sunrise, 4:59 in Anchorage, 5:50 in Bethel. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back in. 13 minutes past the hour on this Wednesday. As you can see there, Midtown, South Central, we're finally starting to see that green up. We saw some amazing sunshine yesterday. Unfortunately, though, Aaron, Western Alaska is seeing some flooding concerns.
Yeah, we're still holding on to those ice jams as you head through Western Alaska, which is still causing some flooding. We do have areas from Grayling down to Holy Cross, as well as Russian Mission, which continues to remain up under those flood warnings. Those have been extended through 10 p.m. this evening. We've got an ice jam near Russian Mission with 3 miles of intact ice, and we've got the potential that numerous more flood watches and warnings could additionally be issued as that ice jam continues to make its way downstream of the Yukon River. You can see embedded within those flood warnings or surrounding it, we do have a large flood watch that remains in effect as well. But again, you can see from Grayling down to Holy Cross and Russian Mission, where we do have those flood warnings in place. If you live within those areas, take note of the potential for rising water. And if you live downstream of Russian Mission, you also want to watch those water levels as well. Now, as far as what we do have across the state is this active weather that's still with us. It's building in across the Gulf Coast region. Today and tomorrow is going to bring the best chance for rain for inland locations. And of course, we've got another area of low pressure that's building out through the western Aleutian. So more rain will sweep in from the west. And you can see the jet stream pattern itself. This is our polar jet still to our south, although it is lifting slightly to the north. And that's allowing that moisture to ride right into South Central, as well as parts of Southeast as we welcome in today and into the overnight hours with widespread rainfall expected for the Panhandle. I'll have that for you coming up in the next weather hit. But as far as the rest of today, you can see northern parts of Kodiak Island will keep some rain showers around through at least mid-morning, early afternoon. But most of the rain today will favor Prince William Sound north into a good portion of the valley, as well as Anchorage. Notice by this evening, we will see some drier conditions. So the first half of the day will be wet. The second half of the day will be much like yesterday. We'll hold on to some dry conditions with just the occasional isolated shower in the forecast. And then as we welcome in Thursday, you can see more rain building in from the southwest. And this will bring us, again, the potential for 1 to 2+ inches of rainfall through Prince William Sound, with slightly higher amounts as you head out towards parts of the Kenai as well. And then as you head from Anchorage north into the valley, this is where we could see the potential for up to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall, if not some locally heavier amounts. But it's really from Anchorage south and then out towards Prince William Sound where we're going to see most of that rain as we close out this week and welcome in your Memorial Day weekend. And we're currently sitting at the 4th wettest spring on record, with a total precip since March 1st coming in at 3.27 inches. We're only 0.58 inches away from the #1 spot. Of course, this is only taking into account what has fallen through May 19th. So we still have about a week or so, a week and a half of May left. Temperatures today across the state warming into the 50s and the 60s. That should say 52 degrees. Ignore that. But we are going to see those temperatures steadily warming and staying in the 50s. 51 degrees into your Thursday, 50 Friday. And then you can see those temperatures into your Memorial Day weekend, steadily warming into the low to mid 50s, 54 degrees for your Memorial Day.
But what do you get when you mix 400 kids, bounce houses, crazy hair, and a petting zoo? At Aquarian Charter School, you get one very loud field day. And on Tuesday, all the summer send-off shenanigans were a part of the lesson plan. Danny Tompkins was there, and of course, she managed to get in on the fun.
Believe it or not, this is a school day for kids at Aquarian Charter.
It's like a fire truck, hair station.
His hairstyle inspired me.
All right, I'm about to get my hair done here at one of the stations. I'm told there's about 40 stations over this whole area here at Arctic Rec Center. I'm getting some blue.
Nearly 400 students 150 parent volunteers, all coming together for the annual field day. These third graders had a warning for me.
You think you're gonna beat me? Probably. Sadly, yes. Okay.
Is this hard?
Yes.
Teacher Stacy Campbell helped organize this crazy day.
You can feel the joy, walking around. The kids, are just skipping from one station to another.
It's just a huge recess where you can have fun and walk around and do all these amazing things with your friends.
Parent volunteer Christy was in charge of these 5.
This is not like the field day I had back in the day at all. Kids look forward to it all year.
Their teacher, Danielle Lesko, says it sends an important message.
This is just a way to just kind of close out the school year as they go into the summer season.
For these kids, it isn't just about winning. It's about having a community cheering them on. Danny Tompkins, Alaska's news source.
And a quick reminder, May marks our annual May No Child Go Hungry Drive, a partnership between our Anchorage and Fairbanks stations and our local food banks. While the need is always present, it's particularly great in summers when children are out of school. Learn more about our May No Child Go Hungry campaign by heading to our apps or websites.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.